to Let's Get Ready to Rumble, which is about them. I thought of all sorts of witty titles, but most of them were rude, and I thought we'd get chucked off. Put these on because it's easy. Right, we're going to have 50,000 people come into that and 50,000 new subscribers. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. While you're coming in, I'm going to just do this. Because I've downloaded something twice, and I wonder if I can do it like this. So let's have a look. No, let me be there. Anyway, how are we all doing for a? Hello, John Paul Glasgow. How are you doing? How are you all doing for a wet Thursday? It's been quiet again tonight. I don't know what I'm going to do really. I've been in business 30 years, and I seem to be sitting there a lot of the time now. But when you hear how many people are getting made redundant and stuff like that, I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? But anyway, there's nobody in the pubs, is there? Right, compressed file, rename shirt. No, that's not what I need to do. Open with extract all. Darling, there we go. Files will be extracted to this folder. Browse. I don't know how this works. Hello, Bruce T. How you doing? I'm trying to download my Amazon earnings, to be honest. With the in-use stuff, I get a bit of a drink off it if people decide to buy it. And I've sent the files twice, and they've been zipped both times. I don't really understand a lot about computers. Graham spelled correctly. How are you doing? You're the man. It looks like it's going to be in select a folder. No, I don't want it in OneDrive. Browse. I don't know how it works. TLXVV5215. They've changed all the usernames now, so if you used to be called something else. How you doing? Nice to see you. So, and if anybody notices, I don't know if they're sure, if they've noticed it, but now if you look at your username that turns up on the screen, it's the actual one that you made up when you're on your thing. Loads of people. How are we doing? Hello, sir. Greetings from Argentina. Thiago and Alejandro Cabreras. How you doing? Sandover. And greetings to you too. So they've changed the username. So if I don't know who you are, there's a reason, because it doesn't say what it used to anymore. Even Casey Neistat. Hello, Ted. How you doing? If you go back into your thing, you can actually change your username to nearly what your other name used to be before they changed it. Messi or Ronaldo? I don't follow football. Ronaldo seems a nice guy and really famous. Let's go for that. I don't follow football. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I say you can actually go in there and you can change it. You can change it you can do a nickname, so you can put it, if you put your original name in, and then if it won't let you have it, if you put 234, bye mate, nice to see you. Put 234 after it, or something like that, it'll bring it back up. I was on about that the other day. I finally found out how to unzip a zip file. You changed it back. I see. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, mate. The idea being, it's to stop people like turning up in here and pretending to be somebody else. So you can only do it from what your actual username is. because Casey Neistat, who's got about 12 gazillion followers on YouTube, is just says Casey now. That one says Love. That one says Lou, should I say, which is my daughter. And obviously, I don't know if you know, if you've been in here before, my daughter's got terminal cancer, and she started off with breast cancer when she was pregnant. This was 2 years ago. So I had that put on. And then I found out she was stage 4, so I had that put on there, which is a 4-letter expletive, because that's how I felt. And I still do feel. I don't regret having them done, to be honest. I was going to have the C word on the inside of my arm. I would have regretted having that done. But at the time I was drinking a lot, and I used to get really angry and couldn't have things written on my body. So that's the story about them. That's the gospel truth as well. I say I wouldn't change him. I had that put on there on purpose, which was up yours to the world, if you know what I mean. So I don't feel sorry about that, having that there. Sorry to hear, mate. Hope everything works out. Well, it won't, will it? She's stage 4, like so. It's just waiting. Anyway, let's not go on about that, because we ended up talking about that last week. But you know, we're doing okay at the minute, which is that's what we do. We make the most of every minute that we've got together, and that is the way forward, really. And hopefully, a long may it last. Jim Smith, how you doing? Is that Jim Smith the poofter? I reckon that could be Riley. I reckon there's no wonder this country's gone to the dogs. That's not. It's easy for you to say, Jim Smith, W2J. What's all that about? Look at this, my Benidorm cup. Ceramic version of like a tin cup. It's cool, isn't it? I like it. We actually bought it because we had to rent a kettle at the hotel, and they didn't give you any. They give you paper cups. I reckon that's all right. For about £3, I think it was good. I don't blame you, Graham. Have you got? What are you going to do? What you want to do is wait while they come across on the boat, jump in one, and move to France. Tell them you'll take it back for them for the next load. I've been watching Yanni from Yannima's earlier, and he's going to Cyprus. I mean, if you're making all sorts of content about leaving to Dubai and stuff like that, but I think that's been sponsored by the companies that get you there. Anyway, he's decided to go to Cyprus because he is Cypriot anyway. He's going back there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but he did. He's done different places. He's a really nice guy, and apparently he is a really nice guy. Obviously, he gets slagged off if you've got a few quid, because everybody gets jealous, don't you? I wish I had as much money as Jim Smith. The thing is, I actually know somebody called Jim Smith, and it would be really funny if if I was going to guess, I'd think it was Riley, to be honest. But anyway, we'll see. I'll find out, because he'll look all excited. Well, he'll look all shy next time I see him. Yeah, but you can't blame him, can you? He said, he actually said a video I was watching today. He was saying that it's just an absolute joke. So they don't mind paying tax, but when they're taking 55% off them, you're not allowed to make a quid before they have most of it. He said it's just a waste of time. He said, what's the point? I might as well just bugger off. And I think anybody's going to think the same. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Spain, but I don't think it's that cheap to live in Spain. But I should imagine, yeah, tax and everything. Yeah, tax absolutely everything. They've even brought VAT on private hire vehicles operated through an app. Well, that's absolutely to do with Uber. That's Uber that's obviously got them to do that, because Uber riders are paying 20% more than, say, like a private hire company that's been going for years and changed over to an app, because Uber were taking over the place. So they've asked for the playing field to be levelled up. So that's what they've done. So they've stuck 20% VAT on private hire vehicles as well, on ordered through an app. Thankfully, I'm a taxi, so it doesn't matter. But they were saying that they were going to charge VAT on businesses taking 30 grand. You know, I'm sort of, well, I've got another 7 years left, and you know, we're only making. And if you look at what I take, hello, Mr. Intent, what I take now compared to what I used to take 7 years ago, it's an absolute joke. And the prices of everything have gone up. Oh, we missed the sticker. I didn't see what it said. It probably be something stupid about pizza or something. Anyway, good evening to 7 marvellous people. Thank you very much for popping in and making this thing a thing. I was supposed to pick my new bike up today, but it's not turned up. I blame Rachel Reeves. The bloke was really apologetic. He said, "It's not come, mate. I'm just chasing it up on the phone," he said. He said, "It's with the courier," but he said, "It hasn't come yet." I said, "Well, what are you going to do about it? You know, the couriers at this time of year, I'd imagine they're quite busy." Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, that is exactly right, yeah. I mean, you have to watch it. Social media, really, it's like if you decide to sit and look at Twitter or X, as whatever they call it now, it'll allow you to follow the algorithm, or the algorithm. It's easy for you to say. A logarithm follows you, so you're looking at X, and you watch a video about people coming across illegally or something like that, and then the next video it'll be somebody coming across illegally and beating a woman up. And then it just goes on and on and on and on. And in the end, you're right into this big rabbit hole. And you won't have a particularly good day that day. Every time you've done, you're convinced that anybody whose skin isn't white is a murderer. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think that personally, but that's the way social media is set up. I think it was a few weeks ago I was having a bit of a, you have a bit of a, you know, when your young ones aren't very well, you have a bit of a downward spiral sometimes. And I logged out of Facebook. I thought, do you know what? I don't need to watch this shit. And about 3 hours later, I logged back in. But I actually thought, just put your thumb on it and delete the bloody thing. You know what I mean? Do you really need to know all this stuff? Because it's not helping you in any way, shape, or form. And all it really does is keep winding into you the fact that everything's terrible, you know, when you're trying to get that out of your brain anyway. These are available at my Amazon shop. No, they're not. They're available in Benidorm in the shop. It's a decent brew, to be fair. It's a right nice cup of tea. It's lovely. So I say you've got to be really careful what you look at, especially if your old brain's not working very well. I'm trying my different glasses because this doesn't seem to be working. I can't see anything else. That's better. I just had to put it at that level. So I'm looking at it at the bottom of a varifocal. Universal credit rules, or it seems that way. I must admit, I'm getting to the age now where I think, well, I could do with a big old splash of that, because apparently if you're working, you can live on £2,000 a month. If you're not working, you need 4. You need a bit of rent, no poll tax, you know what I mean? I don't think I fancy having 2 more kids, though, just to get the benefits. I don't think I'm going to bother with that. What's that, my Amazon store? I'll tell you what, that's doing amazing. In 4 days, it's took, I can't remember what it's took now, 200 and something. Man, it's that time of year, isn't it? Graham ZH4CP said hi. Good evening, Graham, or nearly good morning from the UK. Yeah, just a bit on about that. If you if your username's changed and you want it to be back to normal, you have to go into the main page on your thing, on your account, go into the settings, and then change it to what it used to be. Here's the man of the moment. Hello, Mike. How you doing, buddy? You know, normally before I go live, I have a massive, great big vape. And then it keeps me going for the whole time, but I didn't have one, so I'm a bit of a sneaky. I try and keep it off here because it's There we go, I'll be all right now. I'll try and keep it off here because I think it would, I don't want it to have the problems that the vape channels have. So I'll just steer away from it on here. Did you know I got a new drone, Graham? Watch out for tomorrow night's video. It's one of the best pieces of drone flying that I've done, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but it's absolutely, I said to my wife, come and look at this. And she said, God, that is amazing. She said, it's so relaxing. And she don't blow smoke up my ass. I've got the DJI Mini 4 Pro. I bought it off the guy across the road for a bit cheaper than what, well, a lot cheaper, because it's got the proper controller. It's got the TV screen controller. Brilliant. Have a look. Very subtle, Mick. What, having a vape? Yeah, Sue usually, she's not one to blow smoke up my arse in any way, shape or form. You know, even when I'm checking a video, she usually comes out with, aren't you sick of listening to your own voice? Or something like that. Guy across the road. Yeah, he dropped it in my garden. I says, no, you're not having it back. No, the guy across the road has had it a long time. They call him Robin, not Robin Drones. And he was telling me about his drone ages ago. And he's always, he won't fly him over water or anything. I don't actually think it's done anything. It was immaculate when it come. You could see where he's at. Oh, that reminds me, I need to redo my insurance. And my bloody, what you call it as well. I need to redo the thing on the 12th. What date? What's the date? 4th, isn't it? 5th? 4th. I'm all right. I'll do it in a minute. Yeah, I knew I didn't use it a lot. Anyway, one Sunday morning I get up and I'm just scrolling through Facebook just before I had to go to work. I'm thinking of selling my drone as I've got a new one. Anybody interested, give us a shout. I sent him a message that says, do not sell that drone to anybody but me. And I said, but he put on near offer, and I said, I'm not even going to try and knock you down. I'm just going to knock on your door and give you the money and then walk off with it. I went, all right, fair enough. So that's what I did. I'll show you the condition of it's in. This is the DJI bag it comes in. And I just drop them in sludge and all sorts of things because they're waterproof, obviously. It came and it's still got the tag on the bag. So I cut that off because it was getting on my nerves. So it's got the proper, I can't remember what number these are. It's got the proper controller, which is absolutely mint. I don't think you're on my Facebook here. But I actually forwarded a video that he took of when they were dropping the power station cooling towers over here. So I've got that. And here's the drone, look. It's absolutely mint. I've actually left the battery in it, to be honest. I changed batteries. I was going to fly somewhere else. I went out on Tuesday. He's even changed this because apparently these are hopeless. The DJI ones are absolutely hopeless, so they've changed it. The only bit of whatever there is where he's had the sticker on there for his ID. But the rest of it is absolutely mint. All the tools are in the bag, all the leads are in the bags. Everything. And it's got 3 batteries with it because it's the fly more combo. And the thing is with drones, it's your batteries that are expensive. They're really easy. Just pull them out like that. But you get about 20 minutes, I think, out of one of these. So I've got 3 of them. You could charge them up in the drone, or you just take them out and they come in a carrier. They do take a long time to charge up. To be honest, all you do, is you get a fast charger. The only thing I can't get used to is on these, you twist the legs to put them away. And you think you're breaking them, because on the other one, you didn't have to do that. I was looking for the memory card the other day, and I'm like, well, I thought I put it in the drone, and I realised I got the wrong drone now. It just fits together like that. But with these, you can even do shorts with them, because you can turn the camera sideways. Is it waterproof? I wasn't thinking of sending it for a drink, to be honest. Hopefully not, anyway. The video that comes on tomorrow night is over some trees, that's what I'm going to say. And I flew it out over the top of these trees quite a way, because obviously there was nobody about. So it didn't really matter. Which way does that bloody go? And all of a sudden, the signal on the RC controller went to orange and started flashing. I thought, Christ, I've lost it. No, I ain't got it, no. I ordered it from a bike shop and it's in transit. I just hope we're not using, what do they call them, them that blue one. It'll be a month before it gets here if they're doing that. I think that's the same one Drone Audits in Scotland uses, right? Yep. Like this, they come in this, look. So you just shove them in like that. And you shove shows you how much power you've got in them. Shove a Type-C in there. And then you can put a lead out from there into that controller. But I've worked it out. If you charge the controller up separately, because what it does, it waits while it's done. So if battery number 1's flat, it does that. And it does number 2. And it does number 3. Then it does the controller. So if you were going to nip out with 2 batteries, your controller will still need charging up. So what I do it separate. That's all it is. DPD, are they really? I think it's that time of year though where they're all crap, isn't it? Really, even Amazon. The last couple of things I did with Amazon haven't been that good. I bought a Osmo 360 the other week. I thought I'll get that, and it's took. Oh, is Nicky in? Hello, Nicky. How you doing, buddy? Sorry, mate. Are you all right? Nice to see you. All right, Dave. I bought an Osmo 360 cam and took it out for a walk. I really didn't get on with it, and I didn't like the editing software. So I sent it back, and only today they've just issued the refund. And it's going to be another 5 days. Normally with Amazon, they're absolutely second to none. They're just brilliant with everything they do. But I ordered a phone because my Samsung one wasn't particularly good in the cab. It was missing call. So I ordered this phone, what I'm talking on now, an iPhone 15. Just a smaller memory one. It's only like what is it? 150 something, whatever they are, I can't remember. Anyway, they said they were going to bring it between 10 and 1. Then they changed it to between 1 and 6. All right, Dave. Oh, sorry, Nicky. Anyway, they were supposed to bring it between 10 and 1, so I'm sat there waiting. And then it didn't materialise. And then when I looked, they changed it to 1 and 6. So I thought, oh, they'll let me know when there's so many stops away. Next thing, they sent me a thing through saying you've missed it. That was about an hour after I'd gone out the bloody house. So. Anyway, it turned up the next day, so it was all right. But they did the same thing with the camera. They tried to ring us at 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, I mean, I work nights, so I'm not up at 9 in the morning. And then it ended up going back to Doncaster to the thing. And trying to get it back here was a nightmare. So on the Wednesday, I cancelled it in the morning, reordered it, and they brought it out then. It's crazy, isn't it? But I think everything goes a bit up the swanny at this time of year because they're that bloody busy. You might as well just charge them up. The Potensic ones, if you charge them up, they used to discharge themselves. Whereas these once you charge them up, they're charged. So that's only charging the one up that was flat. So that's all right. Anyway, it all comes in this bag. Real smart bag, and it's got spare props and that in there, even a screwdriver and everything. But I said it, even the sticker was on the bag still. The sign was on the bag. Waterproof, lovely. If you have a look, I posted one yesterday, Tuesday. The one I did on Tuesday. It does 4K 60 frames per second, and it's lovely. But the one I'm going to upload for tomorrow night, the music is like Clannad, So and it's mesmerising, to be honest. Hopefully you'll think the same thing. But I think it's bloody brilliant. I'm right chuffed with it. But I found out with drones, all you need to do is just send them off and keep them straight. You don't need any of this fancy flying about unless you're one of them tricksters or something. But the secret is to get it flying in the direction of something interesting or following a river or anything, and just let it go. Just nice and steady. Royal Mail stole 2 of your Amazon deliveries. They've got here though, so they're too idle to put them in the shed. There's a perfectly good shed at the side. Just drop them on the bloody floor. Anyway, I can't moan. I don't know how much they get paid. We've got 9 people in. They seem to do pretty well this live at this time of night. Daytime ones don't do very good. I can remember in the good old days of the vaping thing, we used to have 60 in on a Monday and Tuesday night, and not anymore. It's all gone Pete Tong. Is it the audio nice and clear? If you look on my Amazon, I did a review the other day of one of these, which is the Mic Mini I picked up on Black Friday, and the receiver that goes with it. And that was 13 quid, and that was 23. So it was a good setup for one of these. Right, let's have a look. I ordered a picture from Amazon, $32.99. It arrived today and looked again because my mate wanted one, and it was $12.99. I was puzzled, so I got in touch with Amazon and asked for £20 back, and they're investigating. What it should have done was put it back in the... sent it back to them. Send it back to them and then just order it again. Order 2 more. Vape scene's gone. It has really, yeah. Yeah, this is the Saturday one. I think Simon's still doing his Saturday one. And I can't watch either of them because if I'm busy. Sometimes if I've got a bit of a break, I'll have a listen to Pugs and that, because I'm pretty close with them. But all the rest of them have just sort of... Benny's having a go. Like he does a couple of shows a week. I'm on Benny's on the Sunday night. I still quite enjoy that. It could have been. Yeah, do you watch Simon's one or the other one? Because there's 2 Saturday shows, isn't there? Jeff Vapes and Benny, yeah. Jeff seems to do a good job, doesn't he? No. I think the thing is we've talked about it before. When I started in 2016, I got started watching. I didn't even realise it was a thing called YouTube until 2019. I just used to use it to find out how to. How to turn the service light off on a Skoda and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, I didn't realise there was a community of people that had a vape. I was in America watching it, and all of a sudden, the first vape show I ever watched was the US one, the US vape show. What did they actually call it? With Fagan and all that. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. And these guys were like superstars, weren't they? And I started watching that. The vape team, wasn't it? That was who it was. And they were bloody brilliant. Yeah, the vape team, they were brilliant. And I thought, I'm going to have a go at this myself, because I've always been a bit wordy anyway. I've always liked doing this sort of thing, apps and hangouts and all that sort of thing, so I thought I might as well have a go at that myself. And I'd like to say we got pretty good at it, but we sort of came at the end, didn't we, when they'd been sort of demonetised, and you had to be fair size before they'd send out, and people would, we ended up with 1,400 and somewhat subscribers in the end. Benny's number 1 for me now because Vic seems to have packed it in with no little bro. I'm lost. Yeah, well, yeah. But Vic's still about. He puts some on every now and again. I think there's a bit of drama, to be fair. I've clicked on Matt Chandler's channel with I can't think what they call him now. And I'm not being disrespectful, I've just got a terrible memory for names. and they're all having a bit of a dig about Vic and that. And I thought, God, it's turned back into 2020 again. Skin lockdown lives were madness to wear, weren't they? Christ. Yeah, skint shows were brilliant, but it was so easy to do, was it? Yeah, I think he's on about coming back again with the UK vape show. But I don't know. Are people fed up with it? Would you watch the same? That's why if you watched Game of Thrones, it only had 7, 8 seasons, did it? And it's all sort of done, isn't it? Finished. Nobody watches it. You can start watching it now if you've got it on a box set or something. But are you interested in watching the same thing? There's a lot to be. There's definitely a lot of innovation since I started. When I started on them little Nautilus tanks with a little thing, and then things just went mad, didn't they? With really good quality stuff. Some amazing stuff has come out, and then it took a bit of a back seat again, and people just do mouth to lungs and pods and stuff like that. It wasn't too bad, was it? It wasn't too bad, was it? We had some fun. That was that. I used to get drunk on a Monday night and go on Instagram and start texting people to get them to come on the show, and they all said yes, apart from Green. But then I interviewed him somewhere else, didn't I? Yeah, there is still our way being made, but is there that much innovation that you want to talk about it? I was listening to Bogan, and I think it was a fairly old post, because he's moved to Bristol, hasn't he, because his wife's got another job. And he was on about the people that used to make the panels, the resin panels for the sides of devices. And they've gone into making wallets and all sorts now because they're in there. It was good fun, yeah. We used to have some fun on there. Bill's got a really good sense of humour. And I suppose I had at the time. Oh dear. The after show with Green interview was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was cool. That was Jay, that wasn't it? He was a mate of his doing, he was a Patreon, wasn't he? So he organised that. That was lovely. I think one of the best things I ever did was interview Mike Haynes. It was so emotional that it just cut me in half, to be honest. Oh yeah, we're still mates, yeah. We're actually in a group together. And sometimes I'll pick the phone up and he sent the message 5 hours before, so I reply to him, and then he doesn't reply well the next day because obviously he's busy doing what he's doing. But talking to Mike Haynes was probably one of the most moving experiences I've ever had. What a guy. And who else? I mean, Vic was good fun. He was quite, for anybody what was anybody who was trying to build a channel, we come off a Vic show with 250 more people, because you used to get that many people in there. I went on Fagan's show and got another 50. I said, well, go on, everybody follow him. So we did. And they did, should I say. So we got another 50 there. Because your thing is getting to your first 1,000, isn't it, sometimes? He's not been very well. He keeps having fairly major, we're talking about Mike, he keeps having fairly major health problems. Different, sort of, not heart attacks and stuff, such like, but stuff like that. Strokes and stuff. So I think he's struggling a bit. He's not a well man. But I don't know. I think, I presume he didn't go off vaping. I bet he just went off talking about it. And if you've got health issues anyway, you're probably busy getting on with your real life, so you're not that. You found us through Vic. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's one of them people. He's, you feel for him, don't you? I mean, he lost his parents. He lost his dad because his brother got murdered. Obviously, he lost his brother. And he keeps having, because I sit there sometimes and think, I've got one with mental health problems and one with bloody terminal cancer. Poor old me, this, that, and the other. But when you start looking about, his brother was murdered by terrorists. It makes you think, doesn't it? You don't want to sit there and go on about it. Grim still vlogs now and still runs a show just early hours because of the time zone. Yeah, I know Grims does. Yeah, he's on Twitch though, isn't he? When he used to have, what did he used to have in his chat? 600, 700 people? And now he's over on Twitch, he's got about 120. Well, we used to get 50 or 60. It just goes to show you how times have changed. I mean, he's got 400,000, what's he got? 400,000 YouTube subscribers? We've still got 1,400. We had a good following. People, I could have gone live, farted, and then switched it off, and people would have watched it at one bit because, they were just interested in what we had to tell them. But I've sat here somewhere, I was jabbering down there. The reason I packed it up, I'll be really, really honest, and it wasn't because of money. It was because we'd worked for 4 years to get monetized and get 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. And you didn't get any money off the videos anyway because there were vape videos, so you couldn't get anything for... because there were vape videos, you wouldn't get any AdSense or out like that. But you used to get a little bit off members, a little bit off super chats and stuff like that. It was a few quid. It was, I think, about 500 in just over a year, something like that. And then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, you don't have that anymore, bye." But and I thought, well, we've done all that work. You can shove it sideways. So that was that. Anyway, Green, they've actually, Patreons fell out with him as well now, so they took that off him. So he can't get super chats, can't get memberships, and he can't get Patreon. So he's a bit stuffed. So he was actually putting a GoFundMe link in his thing because he said, he said, "I'm not making any money. This is how I get paid." He said, "I'm not making any money now. That's it." Yeah, that was a vaping god. Yeah, still got the glasses. I found a site on the internet that would make me some Ray-Bans because I wanted some Ray-Bans when I got these. And they seem all right, but I don't know. I fancy getting some Ray-Bans because the trouble is with these, they're a bit... I think I have a Bluetooth earpiece that I have in. I don't think that does them any good. But these are only Specsavers glasses and they're not that comfortable, so I did quite fancy getting some Ray-Bans. Grim, yeah, did you? Oh, yeah, did you? Yeah, well, he moved to LA, didn't he? He actually lives in LA, in a house. Them glasses, yeah. To be really honest, the device is still in a box down there where the sunglasses come in. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ray-Bans is, to put proper frames in. They would make me the frames up and everything for about 200 quid. And I thought about having it because the only mistake I made with these, I should have had them so they had so they went dark. Because when I go out walking around like that, you end up taking 2 pairs of glasses with you. Whereas I've had these because she said, "Oh, they won't work in your car." And what I should have said, I'm not bothered about that. Just do them anyway. Because as soon as you get out of the car, they'll work, won't they? So that's one thing I regret doing, to be honest. You got a nice pair of Hugo Boss. Yeah, well, these sites, if you go on, they use the same frames as what they do for sunglasses and put prescription frames in them. Because I've got my prescription and they just do it like that. They even do them, they do transitional, then they put the green on to stop the glare, and then you get the ones that go dark as well. And you can choose what colour dark they go. So it might not be a bad idea to get some, really. I think Santa might bring me another camera. If I'm lucky. If I'm a good boy. I fancy the... well, I can't tell you too much because I've got a bit of an idea for a setup on my new bike. I've been buying stuff. Only cheap stuff and all. Just brackets and stuff like that. I might turn it into a... yeah, I got 2 pairs. I've got these and a pair of sunglasses, but you don't always want to take 2 pairs out with you, do you? Whereas if I'd have got these with reactor lights or whatever they call them, when I got out of the car, because they won't work in a car, but when I got out of the car and went walking, they'd immediately go black, wouldn't they? So it just saves carting stuff about. But I said to her, oh, just put that thing in it. She went, oh no, it's no good. They're no good in cars. So I slipped up there. That was a bad one. Bad mistake, that. Because it was 2 years before I'd get a chance to change them. But I keeps buying his glasses from Poundland. There's about 20 pairs all over his flat. Yeah, it's a good plan, that. If you just need them for reading, that's exactly what you need. Every time you go into Poundland, pick a pair up, and then you just, everywhere you are, you just pick them up. But obviously now, because mine have got the reading lens at the bottom, you've already got them on. So wherever you go, you've already got them on. You just look out the bottom of them. Once you get used to them, these you can't do without them, really. The only thing where it don't work out is when you're doing this. Because you have to keep doing that. I suppose if I did it there, that's not so bad. That's why sometimes I put my reading glasses on. But it's amazing now, because I couldn't see the computer before. You were always doing that to try and see the computer, whereas now I can actually see it. What are you laughing at? Hang on. I'm just going to be subtle again. Not sure what that crackling is. I was watching a thing today. Oh God, the room's on fire. I was watching the thing today, and it was this American doctor. Now, why he was dressed up like he'd just come out of an operating theatre with the face mask hanging under his chin, and he was going on about the dangers of vaping, and how all the you got all that diacetyl and stuff like that, and you give you popcorn long, and you think, God, how do these people get away with it? This guy got 80,000 followers on Facebook, 80,000 followers, and he called himself this particular name. And when you Googled the name of the doctor, it wasn't even him. Egg and bacon crackle. Yeah, I missed that when you just see him chug away, really. But I say it does. I don't want to confuse this channel with that, because they'll start. He's definitely American. Yeah. They left me with the phone downstairs, and it was, he's a heart and lung specialist, and you don't want diacetyl in your vapes, and you just think you haven't got a chance in hell of doing anything about it, have you? You've just got no chance in hell of doing it. It's a complete waste of time, because it's just the lies are too big, aren't they? And the presence is too big. I mean, sort of right. What they say is, if you've never done either, don't bother. But you could say the same about alcohol, couldn't you? But they don't talk about alcohol, really. If you've never drank before, why would you want to start drinking? All it's going to do is, for some people, it'll empty your money, make you feel ill all day. But it's like a right. It's just one, especially in the UK, it's one of them things that's just accepted, where everybody just goes and gets pissed and then feels that, and then actually brags how ill they were the next day. But it's not all right to vape. It's crazy, isn't it, really? So I'm going to unzip this file, because it's a compressed zip file, and it says save it to somewhere. You watch, I'll never find it. I'll never find it again. It'll end up in one of these, and I'll never ever find it. So it says select folder. Can I make a new folder? I don't want to put it in any of them, really. What's Audacity going to tell me? Yeah, select Audacity. Extract. So is that it now? Yeah, you see. So what do you do now? Got it. Nobody has got popcorn long though vaping or something which has at least 200 times that diacetyl in vaping. Yeah, smoking. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right, mate. But they won't tell you that, will they? Because it don't fit their agenda. It just annoys you, doesn't it? But sometimes there's no point in worrying about it. When you look at Australia and that Mark thingy, he's just... I mean, they had Greg Hunt, that was an easy rhymer, wasn't it, really? Have I lost more weight? I thought I'd put some back on, to be really honest. but I don't think I have, because I put my jeans on yesterday and they fit even better than what they did before. You can sort of see there's some gone, haven't they? But I've actually fell in love with cake. Since I stopped drinking, I just eat cake. I haven't actually been walking that far over the last few weeks. I've been trying to get out, but there's been some terrible weather. So I went out the other day, and here we go. Now, will that do it? Reply. Add that. So we're no. I got this is a bit where I can't find the bloody file now, isn't it? Really. This PC. Oh God. Network. What's that do? This is OneDrive. Anyway, I'll find that later. I've stopped getting weight because I never did it to lose weight. I was a bit annoyed yesterday. They sent me a bloody thing through the NHS telling me I was the perfect candidate to receive supported weight loss. I thought, I lost 3 stone in a year. What else do you want me to lose? Bloody leave me alone, tossers. So we'll see. It's not going to work out. SPC. That'd be local discs, wouldn't it? No, it's not. Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to do it again properly. I'm not thinking straight. Manjaro, I don't know. I don't know what it. I didn't read any further than that. I was fed up with him, to be honest. I thought, well, why didn't you offer me it when I was a pretty size of an elephant last year? Anyway, it didn't say. It just said it assisted, monitored, and all this sort of thing. I don't want to go on a jab. What would be the point in doing that? That's for people that are, making themselves poorly. I'm going the other way. I need to be left alone. I'll have to look, to be really honest, because I was walking around the supermarket saying to my missus, well, that's crap. What, you know what I mean? I'll see if I can find that in a minute. This would be a good job for you, Graham. Come down and sort out my Amazon earnings, will you? It keeps doing them in a zip file and they can't open it. So they want me to send it in an unzipped file. And now it's saved it to somewhere I can't find it anymore. I'm hopeless with this. I don't think I've done too bad though, because it was 1996 when I actually learned to use a computer, and I'm doing pretty good, to be fair. So, is anybody been watching that jungle thing? Sue was watching it. I don't know if she's still keeping up with it. I've got a phobia of rats, so it was no good to me. That seems like it's gone a bit dark. God, don't read the news, will you? Yeah, Monday, chuck it down. Sunday, chuck it down. Looks like Friday's not going to be too bad. That's in Corby. The fact that I don't live in Corby's got nothing to do with it. Has it finished yet then? How much longer has it got? I wouldn't imagine it's going to be much longer, is it? Because usually a couple of weeks, isn't it? I know Sue enjoys it. She said it's I think it's just something to watch, isn't it? It lifts your spirits. Rain almost every day for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Since I've took the route of going for exercise, I get really bored now if I can't get out of the house. I mean, Monday it just threw it down. Absolutely threw it down. and I couldn't get out of the house, and I was that fed up. I had to go for a walk on Tuesday morning. As soon as I got a bit of a decent weather, I went out and had a bloody walk. But anyway, I'll just take them off because it's distracting me. I found it. After all that. I think I have anyway. No, it's a good job I didn't send that. Oh, there we are. It's a good job I didn't send that one. That would have been funny. There'd have been something that I didn't know about. Wait, let me just drag and drop it. I presume it will, with it. Drop and drag it, should I say? I ought to go in a minute, to be honest. Sorry, I'm neglecting you, but I've been trying to do this for 3 days, and I keep sending them, and they keep saying, we can't open it, we can't open it. I don't, I get 7% off them, so. Yeah, I was telling you that Amazon shops really took off. Last month it did 800, I think, and it's gone up and up and up. And then this month we're on about 200 already. And I've put all sorts of things in there. I put these the microphone. Hello, player. Where are we? Hello, buddy. Nice to see you. Player 222 Forsaken. How you doing? All right. It's all right. Just need to find this wherever it is. Oh, I still can't find it. I'll click it off. I'll find it later. I'll do it better. Must do better. Do I remember yet? I don't know. Your username's probably changed. I do, yeah. Yeah, you came in the other week, didn't you? But your username's probably changed because they've changed it for... They've made it so it's the name that you've got registered in your thing. So if you had a display name like a nickname, it's probably changed it. You came on the other week, didn't you? On the other Thursday. You were... I don't know. Were you slightly obnoxious? I don't remember. We don't get all the kids in that used to come in going, hey, Baldy. They'll be all in bed at this time, though, won't they? I do. Oh, hello, John. How you doing? Sorry, it's all right. I've been trying to work out how you open this bloody file. I'll find out, and then I'll know, and then I'll remember. But I can't work out why would it have to go through this week because I'm super busy. I have to go through this week. Oh, all right, mate. Nice to see you anyway. Thanks for popping in. Oh, you banned them all, did you? I had to chuck one out the other night. I did one Tuesday night and one come in and oh, God. Just some of them are so bloody rude. Well, they're obnoxious and like shouting at you, basically. Not shouting. I mean, I'm not bothered about caps and that, but they're just really smart with their mouth, really. And you think, God, that must be very easy when you're sat the other side of a keyboard. I had a young lad got in the other week with his sister, and he was only 16. And his sister said something to him, and he starts being clever, swearing and that. I said, oh, I'm really offended by what you've just said. And he looked straight into my eye and he went, I don't care if you're offended or not. I thought, it's a good job your sister's in it, mate, because I'd be rubbing your face in the tarmac now. Right click, extract, yeah. Can you do it so you can save it to anywhere in particular? Because it just keeps wanting to come in. When's the bike coming? It was supposed to be there yesterday and I was supposed to pick it up today. And anyway, it's not there yet. So presumably they've got it with, you don't know how quick the couriers are doing it, do you? This time of year, it's pretty slow, isn't it? But within the next couple of weeks, you even on Prime, you don't get next day Amazon, do you? I've got all the gear anyway, and no idea. Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, you're really smart with your mouth. Yeah. But your sister was embarrassed when he come out of that, and I thought, and I just sort of nodded and just carried on as a norm. And I thought, you'll get in on your own one day, boy, and I'll put you outside the window. And I probably won't put it down. But they do make you laugh when they're just finding the feet, and they're really clever, don't they, these young lads? Can't remember in a while since you used window. That's because you're posh. Yeah, it is. You right click and then you extract, but for some reason it wants to download it. I just want to download it into downloads, to be really honest, so then I know where it is when I attach it to the bottom of the email. I don't know why, but it didn't do it last time. I didn't have any problem with it last time, but apparently I mind to change the settings by clicking on it, and it's decided to put it in zip files. But then again, you see, there might have been, because they said Amazon, if they're downloading files, they might be very big, because the first time, remember, we didn't sell a lot. Any plans to where you're going to ride it? First job, I'm going to go to Mablethorpe and ride it from Mablethorpe, because that's the real reason I bought one. Because even the first time I ever walked down that bit of road there, down that seafront, I thought, there was people coming past me on bikes, and I thought, I'd love to ride a bike down here. Anyway, now I've got one. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. But the weather's not looking good, and I'll probably get it now. I'll probably be able to pick it up on Tuesday, to be really honest, which will knacker next week up. And we're getting a bit too near Christmas, aren't we now, to be going far, because the Monday before Christmas I'll end up working, even though it's my day off, because that's just what you do when you do what I do for a living. So that's that week knackered. So it'll be the following Monday then, the next time I get a chance to go out. But anyway, shouldn't complain. It's a busy time of year. But, I'll find there'll be loads of places I can go. I mean, I like going for a walk, but it's a long way back, isn't it? If you know what I mean. You walk to where you're going, and then you think, right, I've finished filming now, I'll walk back. And you think, Christ, I've got an hour and a half to walk back now. Whereas if you go on a bike, I'm going to get set up so I can put my camera. I've asked Santa for another camera, so I can point one at me, one of the things. No, yeah, I'm going to take it to Mablethorpe. I'm going to take it to Mablethorpe out of the way. I'm going to do a video on the bike, an Amazon review on the bike, or an Amazon show and tell on the bike, and then an Amazon show and tell on all the stuff I've bought to hang on the handlebars to stick cameras on and phones and all this sort of thing. I'm going to do another one there. And then I'll take the bike home and go back the next week and start riding it. I don't know. I've even got some bike clips. I've got to do a review on my bike clips. If you get I got rid of one, didn't I? I used to have a treadmill in here. I had a really expensive one, a massive great thing. It took up all the room. And then the only trouble is I'm in the terraced house. And this is a wooden floor. So when I started walking on it, bump, 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 bump. So next door, it must have nearly bloody blown them out of the house. Try not to do a fake crash into cars. Yeah, I will. That's exactly what I'll try not to do. Hopefully, if I'm going down the seafront, I mean, I went back week after week after week this year, and just walked a bit further, and then went back, and then walked a bit further, and then went back, and then I say in June I did it the whole way, didn't I? I went walked the whole route, and there's only a couple of spots that you can't ride between there and Skegness. There's one in particular. Hello, Scott. How you doing, mate? There's one in particular where you come from Anderby Creek and you've got to go down the beach. There's no other option, but I'll have to ride down the road behind it. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to ride around with no lights on my back. And we used to live in a little village and had a power cut one night. So I come from his house with no lights on my back, bearing in mind it's in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely couldn't see anything. So it just starts riding. And next thing, boom, that up. And then I come off the front of the bike and went over this bloke's boot and then come out and ended up on the floor. So I started trying to ride my bike, and I thought, oh, it's not very good, this. So I pushed it home. And when I got home, I'd bent the forks. And it bent them that bad, the wheel was fouled on the frame. So that was that one knackered. But my dad says, oh, I'll go and have a look, see if he's damaged his car. Anyway, he hadn't. It was Mark II Escort. You don't damage Mark II Escorts by running him into one on the bike. And then I fell off another one and took all the skin off my stomach and off my elbows and all sorts of things, and ended up nearly in hospital. That was a bad one, that one. That was like Fearless Fred when you're about 14, 15-year-old. You think you're invincible. And that was the day I found out that I wasn't. I could have died then. I hurt myself that much, I felt ill. Which, because like normally when you hurt yourself, it just hurts, doesn't it? But when you hurt yourself to that degree, you actually feel ill. That's when you've not done yourself any good. And there was a local nurse that everybody used to go to. They called her Anna. She was a Danish lady. She was deaf, and she used to swear at the top of her voice. It was hilarious. She used to swear at the top of her voice because she couldn't hear herself talking, and she didn't think that F words were, because we're talking in the 70s where, you know, not many people swore, not women anyway. And anyway, you used to go to her. If you damage yourself, it's like, go see Anna. And she used to, oh, come in. She used to get the first aid box out and cover you up, like, sort you out. Oh, you're not any better then? I went over the handlebars as a youngster, but I didn't let go of them. Yeah, I went straight over the handlebars and straight over Mark I Escort, and you know he had a bloody aerial on it, which was one of the metal ones that you pulled up, and I didn't even break the aerial. I went round like that on it. I'm sure you'll be majestic. 6'3", 19 stone. I don't think it's going to be majestic, but we'll give it a go. We need to get organised to get you and Simon to come to the coast. We'll leave it one next year, and then we'll plan it properly for a Monday, and we'll have some fun. But what we need is some really massive plates, and convince Simon that everybody else's plates are the same size as his. Majestic. Oh dear. 2 slip discs, 2 weeks in still. Oh well, I bet it is. That's you done, mate. No more bending over cars now. You got to get off to the pip, get your feet up. You'll be on 14 grand a month before you're done. Job done. They don't have a sick scheme at your work. I was listening to you. I must have been watching you in the chat something the other day when you said they don't have a sick scheme. I don't know how these companies, you know, when they get, because I mean, like, you're a technician, you're not some sort of larker that goes to sweep the floor, and it makes you wonder, you know, what they're doing in life. 14k, yeah, 14k a month. Get in. Just tell them you're autistic. You're on 15k a month. You'll be sat in your house, in your mansion, smoking cigars and drinking champagne all day. Stick with me. I was talking to a lady from CAB today, Citizens Advice Bureau. I absolutely admire them. A lot of them, some of them get paid, a lot of them put the time in there. Solicitors go, and they advise people that have got no idea of the law to actually get them out some terrible things. My mum and dad, when my dad first come out of work, he needed an heart bypass, and he was waiting and waiting and waiting. And they took his sick money off him and said, oh, you can't have sick money, you've got to go and sign on. So he went to the CAB, he says, what do I do? He said, I can't work. He said, I drive a lorry for a living, and they took my licence off me. And he said, I don't know what else to do. What can I do? He said, well, you can't work, because he says, you're not fit to work, you'd be dead. So anyway, they went and appealed against it, and they walked in, and they all sat down, and they asked the tribunal, said to him, what medication are you on? And he said, oh, I've written it down, because there was a list like this. And so they said, oh, okay then. So they gave it to the doctor who was on the side of the government. And she took one look at it, and she said, there's 3 items on here that this gentleman's taking, that would exclude you from work straight away if you were just taking one of them. So that bang, off you go, here's your money back, then give him all his money back. But he had to make a 30-mile journey to go and put up with that when he was really poorly. But that was the CAB that sorted out that for him, because he was absolutely just stuck with it. 2 weeks on the sick and done my head in. Lost wages and my year's bonus because I have been sick for more than 10 days. Statutory sick pay for the next 2 weeks. So they've lost time and your year's bonus. You should have left them when you had the chance, mate, to be honest. Sound like a bunch of dicks. But the trouble is, it's human nature to think, oh, better than the devil you know. They're terrible people. They deserve to not have you, to be honest. Wait while you get your 14 grand a month and you want to buy them out. Shut them down. Thing is, I mean, I'm self-employed, so I don't get sick pay. And I'm probably earning what, especially nowadays, I'm probably earning what other people earn in wages. And it's, you know, it's just life. You just have to seem to manage. I mean, Steve said the other week, she said, oh, I'd love to back up work. I said, well, if you can afford to live on nothing, let's just crack on. But I said, the way it is now, I don't know what you do, because I can't give you any more money because there's just not enough coming in. I mean, when I turn into an Amazon storefront millionaire, I'll be all right. I have to stop buying fucking cameras. I'm a lot better off. Banks and shit. So I shouldn't moan too much, should I? How long have we been on? Bloody hell, an hour and 6 minutes. That's not bad for a waller, is it? I think, that's probably what it is, I've decided now. I've definitely decided. So I stop buying stuff. The thing is, I've put a lot into it, you know what I mean? Because I'm really into what I'm doing, and I want to do it to a good standard. I'm sort of hoping, because it said, yesterday I looked at Google Trends, because YouTube sort of said, if you want to get views on what you do, have a look on Google Trends. So I put in, I'm nearly 60 and I want to make YouTube videos. And they basically said, Google Trends suggested that you do more or less what I do now. So, like, buy something and then tell people what it does and then go out and use it. That's basically what it said. So I'm there. 100%. 21 years is worth just getting messages every day when I will be back, and I need to go back Monday, as I can't afford to be off. My payment protection doesn't start for 12 weeks. That's another thing. Payment protection on mortgages is an absolute waste of time. What you want to do is you want to walk in there and say, I can only do jobs standing up, mate. And then if it says, well, you'll have to lean over that car, I said, well, no, I can't possibly do it. And you want to stay every hour of every day and sit on a chair and make him pay you. So there you go, I'm here. You want to meet, I'm all yours. And if he says, you might as well go home, I said, no, I can't afford to go home, I'm just going to stay here. If you want me to go home, you'll have to sack me. Just play him up, that's what I'd do. People are a disgrace. I mean, why would it be your problem that, he'd have to do it his bloody self? You can be too good for some people. People are just awful. I suppose that from the other side of it, though, it's like me. I wouldn't want to be an employer now, because you can get some sort of youngish bloke come to work for you, and he can be the bee's knees. And then all of a sudden he gets his girlfriend or his wife pregnant, and you think, oh, that's exciting for him, he's going to have a baby. And then the day she has it, it's like, oh, I'm not coming back for 2 weeks now. Well, I mean, the way we do it, the car would be on finance, and so would the insurance. If you had 2 cars, and that's not the way it is. Mine's paid for, and I pay the insurance once a year. But if you had 2 cars, at least one of them would be on finance. So that bloke not being there for 2 weeks, the car won't get paid for, and you won't have enough money for your insurance. Waste of time. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's what you want to do is start a YouTube channel and start showing him the tricks of the trade. You'd probably make more doing that in a fortnight than what you would being at work after a while. Point the camera at you and say, this is how you do that, that's how you do that. Anyway, I suppose I better go. I've been here an hour and 10 minutes. It's been lovely, hasn't it? I've enjoyed this. This Thursday night one seems to have took off better than the other one. when was it? Monday night. Monday night was like pulling teeth, to be honest. We had a couple of us in. Lovely to see you all, and I'll be back another day. If I might be back on Monday daytime if my bike comes, but we'll see. Anyway, best of luck, Scott, with whatever you're doing. Thanks for popping in. Graham spelt correctly. Big love, Mikey boy. Nice to see you. Hope the baby comes along now you've got back from London. And I don't know, I'll be back next week. I don't really plan them. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.